pausing global trials of its coronavirus vaccine. A participant suffered an adverse reaction. That was the catalyst, and the company is calling the pause routine. It does not know how long it will last. However, the stock right now is down better than 2%. Dagan McDowell, what do you think?
So this news was broken by the health website. It's a news site called Stat News. I will point to their story. And in the story, there are still a lot of unknowns. The nature of the adverse reaction and when it happened, not immediately known. It's still unclear how severe and rare the adverse event is. But one thing we do know is the rigorous scientific process to vet and prove these vaccines is working, that the Data and Safety Monitoring Board is working. Stat News reports that researchers are running other trials, are now looking for similar cases of adverse reactions by combing through databases as part of the review by the Data and Safety Monitoring Board. I will point to this. There are a lot of completely nonpartisan scientists who are on Twitter, and you can follow. They're educators. They work in the vaccine field, and they will freely weigh in with some really smart comments. And this is from Ellie Murray, who's an assistant professor at Boston University. She said, what is the take-home message? Is this bad news for the vaccine? It depends on what the event is and whether there is any way to rule out the vaccine as a cause. Be patient. This is why we do phase 3 trials. This is the system working. I'll point out that there are total 9 phase 3 trials happening now around the globe. There are 3 here in the United States for a COVID vaccine. There's the Pfizer BioNTech phase 3. There is the Moderna phase 3, and then the AstraZeneca Oxford University phase 3. It does appear right now that the Pfizer phase 3 trial is furthest along here in the United States, but more information is going to come out about this surely in the days ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Stat News is very reliable typically in this sector, right, Dagan? This study, which began last week, was aiming to enroll 30,000 people in it. Funded by federal agencies. And I'm glad you said that you think that this is why you think that this shows that the system is working. Right. So that's important information. Yeah.
So that 30,000 phase 3, that's here in the United States. It's not clear where this adverse reaction happened in someone in the trial, but it could be that it happened in the phase 2-3 trial that is currently underway in the UK. So it could have happened over in the United Kingdom. Nevertheless, that this adverse event in the AstraZeneca trial, it could have an impact, and this is in Stat News' story, could have an impact on the efficacy data from the UK trial and it being available if AstraZeneca is going to try and get emergency authorization to get the vaccine approved here in the United States. So it does, even though it might have happened in the UK, it would impact what happens here with the FDA in the U.S.
Sure. Mattie Duppler, your thoughts. And, of course, all of these companies already have plans in place for distribution programs with the federal government once, in fact, the vaccine is ready.
And Maria, that is an extremely important point. Remember, we're only 6 months into this thing, and we're already in phase 3 for a vaccine trial. That is an incredible rate for these companies to have gotten to this point. That is in thanks, in part, to the Trump administration's Operation Warp Speed that has tried to get rid of some of the regulatory barriers to make sure that we can have a vaccine so we can start to look forward into the next year to start to return to life as normal. I think that really is the environmental factor here that we need to stay focused on. We are light years ahead of where we've been in the past when we're trying to come up with a vaccine for a disease that is this confounding and this critical.
Yeah, all great points. All right, let's slip in a break. When we come back, Jeff Bezos,